Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Abid Gafarov, Azerbaijani journalist and founder of Caspian Watch. And today we are delighted and honored to have Mr. Constantinos for the interview, and we'll talk about transnational repression and how it works for Azerbaijani civil society activists. Thank you very much, Mr. Constantinos, for the time you spent.
Thank you for the invitation.
And I believe that our interview will be very interesting because transnational repression is something new, and we believe that the dictators are using this method in order to silence critic voices, not just within the Azerbaijan, globally.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank you and your team working on the report, very important report, in order to protect civil activists. In the world, yeah, it's not just in our domestic countries. So the first question is first, Mr. Constantinos, your report describes transnational repression as a growing threat to democracy and the rule of law. In your view, why have authoritarian regimes become more confident in targeting critics, journalists and activists even after they leave their countries?
First of all, we have to admit that transnational repression is not a new threat. It was always a threat to democracy. The difference is that it changes, it takes different forms during the time. We used to have brutal transnational repression cases where a dissident abroad was killed or disappeared, enforcing disappearing. And now we witness more sophisticated ways of transnational repression as for instance, the deprivation of every, financial financial power, and Interpol red alert, fake trials, fake accusations, and God knows what else would be. So the problem with transnational repression is the different forms of it. Of course, everything has one scope. It's the silence of the dissidents abroad.
Thank you. And the second question, what concrete tools should Council of Europe member states use to protect exiled activists and journalists? Stronger national laws, targeted sanctions, limits on diplomatic abuse, Interpol reforms, or better protection mechanisms for victims?
The fourth, of course, we'll start from the fourth proposition. And of course, something which is very important is for the societies and the judiciaries and the executives of our countries to be very reluctant when they receive and execute a demand or request of another country for the deportation or for execution or for extradition, because this might have hidden or being motivated by political reasons. So we have to be very careful when we enforce our legislation. And you know that there is a principle that nobody can be extradited or deported for political reasons, especially towards a country which is known or is famous for its the violation of human rights and the non-respect of rule of law. So first is to be aware of the situation, not to close our eyes to what is happening, and of course to give to the victims of transnational repression a way out through the judiciary, of course.
Thank you. And how about the Interpol reforms? Do you think that it is required?
Yeah, Article 2 and 3 of the Constitution of Interpol provides that nobody can be extradited being victimized because of his political views or action. So, I mean, Interpol has its own constitution which might protect individuals. The problem is that to give Interpol the necessary feedback of I mean, really examining whether Article 2 or 3 of the Constitution really applies to the case. So, yes, what maybe Interpol needs is some to relax some of the methods or the ways of having the to challenge the real nature of a red alert. Let give us let give to Interpol this possibility to go behind the veil and see what really is about.
Thank you. Now I'll ask Azerbaijani specific questions. In recent years, Azerbaijani activists, journalists, and government critics living in Europe have faced criminal cases, arrest warrants, and convictions in absentia.
Yeah.
For example, for me, 8 years. Yeah. Do you see this as a form of transnational repression, and how should European states respond when such legal instruments appear politically motivated?
Yeah, I mean, this is the typical situation.
Yeah.
The misuse of judiciary or the misuse of justice is a typical situation of transnational repression. I can give you tens of cases and examples. These examples you have mentioned is very clear. I mean, I create a fake case against you.
Yeah.
I apply, I misuse of the system through Interpol because I know that Interpol cannot go behind the case by the time they receive the request. Sometimes they execute the request before the publication of the red alert, and that means that yes, it's a clear misuse of justice for political reasons. So what the answer is? The answer is to go behind, lifting the veil.
Yeah.
We have to lift the veil for every suspicious, if I may say, case where a journalist
Yeah.
is accused. You know, when a journalist, a lawyer, or a politician, or a relative of a politician, of a lawyer, or of a victim of repression is accused, we have to be very vigilant. We have to be very careful. We have to be very serious when examining the case, because there is a possibility, a strong possibility, that there is a political motivation under it.
And it happens not only in Azerbaijan, I
No,
guess.
unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. And to be honest, I met many victims of Azerbaijan. I had the chance to go to Azerbaijan. I admire the people of Azerbaijan, and I was very sorrow when I saw victims of repression inside Azerbaijan, and now I'm aware of the victimization of people of Azerbaijan outside Azerbaijan. It's a pity, because Azerbaijan could be a paradise on earth. It used to be a tolerant society with democratic people. Wealth, I mean, Mother Nature has
Granted
given
us.
a lot. That could be a living paradise, but
It is turned to the hell.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, when you are not respecting rule of law, when you are don't respect human rights, or even if you don't let people to enjoy their rights, human rights, this is very bad situation. We only feel sorrowful with it. Yeah. So Azerbaijan must change because they deserve, people of Azerbaijan deserve a better life and better attitude towards them by the regime.
Thank you, Mr. Constantinos. And the next question, in the Azerbaijani context, we have seen serious cases of transnational repression, including the murder of Vidad Iskandarli
Yeah.
and the stabbing attack against Mohammed Mirzali. And both cases happened in French, yeah? For Mohammed Mirzali, a French court recently issued sentences of up to 30 years for the criminals who took the place in this stabbing act, yeah? What concrete measures should European states and Council of Europe take to ensure the safety and protection of civic activists, journalists, and political opponents in exile? Maybe it is a repetitive question, but this is a serious case.
One of the propositions I have in my report, which is going to be discussed tomorrow, is that to have any form of violence against a dissident abroad amounting to transnational repression must be a very serious crime. For instance, in case that it will be an aggravating factor, the fact that one is hidden or is stabbed or is there is an attempt against him or her because of the political motivation, the perpetrator must face aggravating charges because of the fact that the attempted murder or any kind of crime was done in the frame of transnational repression. So aggravating factor is one of the something which has to be done. And of course, the question is still, the answer still remains the same. We have to take care of people who find refuge in our countries, because you never know. You never know. One day we may find or seek refuge to their countries. You know,
Possible.
Yeah. So, history is, there are too many farces of history. Yeah.
Totally agree. And regarding the pressure not just on the civic activists, also the family members living inside the
Yes, it is a
Azerbaijan.
typical situation also.
Yeah, and the Azerbaijani exiled critics often say that pressure is not directed only at them. So same for me. It's not just for me, it's also for my family members who still live in the Azerbaijan, yeah? But also at their relatives inside Azerbaijan through threats, arrests, interrogations, or intimidation. Should the Council of Europe treat pressure on family members as part of transnational repression? And it is treated.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely. We have to raise this issue as being one of the typical cases where the family members, the close circle of the victim or dissident face this kind of attitude towards them. Yes, it's a typical situation also.
And what message should Parliamentary Assembly Council of Europe send to Azerbaijani authorities if domestic repression, political prisoner cases, and pressure on critics abroad continue at the same time? Should there be stronger consequences, including targeted sanctions against officials involved in these practices?
Yeah, you mean the Magnitsky case
Yes.
type measures? Yes. If I may say so, that Magnitsky case is a typical situation of dissident, because the one who raised this issue, Bill Browder, was also, victim of transnational repression. Now the European Union and the Council of Europe we are adopting these Magnitsky case measures. That means that the perpetrators, even in their jurisdiction, can face sanctions because of the exercise of transnational repression outside their jurisdiction. Is that we may say that the extraterritorial effect of transnational repression, which is something which we have to exercise towards the perpetrators, against the dissidents, and against the every form of freedom of expression. Yes, I'm very fond of that, and this is clear in my report also.
We are glad to cooperate with you in terms of the exploring more transnational repression, and we believe that in Azerbaijan you can find the cases which you cannot find in anywhere else.
Yeah, fortunately, yes.
Yeah, and I'm looking
And I'm
for.
aware of the situation of Azerbaijan, and I'm very fond and very pleased listening that there will be a presentation of the
Side event here.
of the gray situation in Azerbaijan here in Strasbourg. And yes, we have to shed light on these gray situations. I mean, yes, it's something which we have to do. Civic society must be vigilant on that.
I'm pretty sure that we'll continue the cooperation in order to solve all the transnational repression cases for Azerbaijan.
It's a duty for everybody.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
duty
not just for Azerbaijan.
Yeah, it's a duty of everybody towards everyone.
Yeah. And again, thank you for your time,
Thank you,
for the
thank you for
interview,
the
and
invitation.
also I would like to thank your team for the detailed reports
Thank you.
in terms of the transnational repression. And I'm pretty sure that we'll cooperate in
Thank you.
this case. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Mr. Constantinos, and our interview was about transnational repression in Azerbaijan. Thank you very much.